I hereby call the Board of Zoning and Building Appeals meeting to order. Will we all rise for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Amen. I'd like to have a moment of silence in honor of the officers involved in the shooting incident yesterday. Will the clerk please call roll?
Members of the board, Kane,
Present.
Grotman is excused, Weaver is excused, Toth,
Here.
Masterson.
Here.
Members of the administration, Council Liaison Winkle is excused, Chief Building Official Fursden, Assistant Law Director Morgan, Planning and Development Director Lieber.
I am looking for an approval of the meeting minutes. Is any discussion? Hearing none, I make a motion to accept as submitted.
Second.
Our Planning Commission report, please.
Thank you, Madam Chair. The Planning Commission regular meeting that was scheduled for Tuesday, July 8th, 2025 was canceled by order of James Smolik, Chairman of the Planning Commission. The next regular scheduled meeting is for August 12th, 2025 at 7 p.m. right here in City Council chambers. That concludes my report.
Thank you very much, sir. Any other reports or correspondence?
Not at this time.
Okay, we'll move on to the public hearings, please.
First applicant, PPZ 2025-0360, Robert Michelle Howells, 5169 Lear-Nagel Road, PPN 07-00-007-108-029. Proposal consists of an addition to a detached garage. Property is zoned RS2 General Residence District. Request, a 37 square foot variance for excessive lot coverage. Applicant shows 2,824 square feet, 10.13%. Code allows 2,787 square feet, 10%. Section 1294.03D.
Okay, who's here to speak on behalf? If you're both going to speak, I need you to come to the podium. Okay. You're going to do just fine, sir. Can you please state your name and address?
Robert H. Howells, 5169 Lear-Nagel, North Ridgeville, Ohio.
Okay. Do you swear or affirm that the statements you're about to make before the Zoning and Building Board of Appeals for the City of North Ridgeville are true as you shall answer unto God or under the penalties of the law of perjury?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. Can you please?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Chair. In summary, the applicant is proposing to construct a 726 square foot addition onto the rear of the existing garage and carport, which is detached from the dwelling. The lot is 0.64 acre, which means that it is over that half acre threshold, and that we then look at lot coverage as to how large any accessory structure can become. So at 10%, the lot coverage would be 2,787 square feet. The original garage was built in 1977. It appears it's been added to over time, and an additional accessory structure has been added. When we add together the coverage of the dwelling, the accessory structure, and the garage, the difference of this proposal is 37 square feet, which would be a total lot coverage of 10.13%. Thank you.
Okay. All right. So would you like to tell me a little bit about your application, sir?
Well, my wife runs her business here in town, and in a couple of years she wants to retire, and she owns a condo at Liberty Parkway, and that's where we store all our extra stuff at. So it's approximately the same size of what we have in that structure that we need to put at our home when she retires.
Okay. So, in reviewing the Duncan factors, the city did a really, so I'm just gonna review them real quickly. Can the property yield a reasonable return or any beneficial use of the property without the variance? Of course, the property can be used without the variance. Is the variance substantial? This is the big thing for me. No. Total lot coverage of 10.3% is not substantially greater than 10%. Will the essential character of the neighborhood be substantially altered, or will adjoining properties suffer a substantial detriment as a result? I don't think anybody's going to notice 0.3%, okay? Will the variance adversely affect the delivery of governmental services? No. Did the property owner purchase the property with knowledge of zoning restrictions? Yes, these have been in place. Can the owner's predicament be precluded through some other method other than a variance? Of course, the addition could be made smaller, but it's 0.13%. It's very small. Would the spirit and intent behind the zoning requirement be observed in substantial justice done by granting the variance? And the applicant has not provided information in their submittal to address the practical difficulty in complying for Duncan factors. The one thing that I can say in all the years that I've been on the board, there's a reason for the board, okay? And this is one of them. This is a really small variance. I don't think anybody would even notice. I'm sure that when the building department reviewed it, they're just like, okay, sorry. I mean, it's 0.13%. So it's very minimal. Does any of the board members have any comments? Does anybody in the audience want to speak on behalf of this matter? Anybody from the administration? Okay, seeing none, I will make a motion to accept as submitted.
Second.
Will the clerk please take roll?
Kane,
Yes.
Toth,
Yes.
Masterson.
Yes.
Motion carries unanimously.
You can get your building permit on Monday.
On Monday? Okay. Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome. Have a good, safe day. You don't have to stay.
Thank you.
No, you don't. Will the clerk please call the next applicant?
PPZ 2025-0361, Aaron Hartke and Morgan Server, 6651 Nicole Drive, PPN 07-009-120-080. Proposal consists of constructing a fence on a corner lot. Property is zoned R1 Residence District. Request a 2-foot height and 100% opacity variance for a fence in the front yard on a corner lot. Applicant shows a 6-foot high fence, privacy fence. Code allows a fence no greater than 4 feet high and 50% open in the front yard. Section 1294.01 H2A.
Is the applicants here? Whoever wants to speak on behalf, please come to the podium so I can swear you in. Can you state your name and address?
My name is Aaron Hartke. My address is 6651 Nicole Drive in North
Okay.
Ridgeville.
Do you swear or affirm that the statements you're about to make before the Zoning and Building Board of Appeals for the City of North Ridgeville are true as you shall answer unto God or under the penalties of the law of perjury?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Thank you, Madam Chair. This was an interesting, going back in time and trying to uncover a little bit of history here. The applicant submitted a permit application for a fence on their residential lot, and it would be a new 6-foot-high solid white vinyl fence that would replace an existing 6-foot-high wood fence in the same general location on the lot. It is a corner lot, such that both streets are considered front yards per the zoning code. And that fence does extend beyond that front building line on the side street. Dimensions shown in the application were not exactly consistent with the actual lot width, so we couldn't determine how far that encroachment would be. But we do know that any portion of fence beyond that front building line can't be higher than 6 feet or 4 feet, and it must be at least 50% open. But going back in time, a fence permit was issued by the city for a wood fence in that same location, August 1983. So, in looking at that permit application, also BZBA was circled on the application. So my assumption would be at the time the applicant knew that it might have required a variance. But then I asked the clerk, and there's no record of that issue appearing before the BZBA. So perhaps just an oversight, but the permit was issued. We also then found in 1997 that resident of the property also indicated that they intended to replace the existing rotted wood fence with a new wood fence at that same location. So I just want to point out that the city has twice issued permits for 6-foot-high fences solid at this location. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Okay. So would you like to tell us a little bit about your applications?
Absolutely. So we bought the house a year and a half ago, and the fence that was surrounding it, it was 6 feet tall, privacy fence, wooden, pretty old, falling apart. We just wanted to basically take that one down and erect a new vinyl white fence, all privacy. But yeah, we had an issue with the fence along facing Nicole Drive and Browning Drive. The variance said it had to be only 4 feet tall. But we do value our privacy. We also have a dog, a larger dog that could probably just jump right over a 4-foot fence. So we don't want that to happen. We see no issues with any visibility. There haven't been any issues with utilities or anything in the last couple decades that the fence has been up. So we just would like to put up a new one.
Okay, well, Ms. Lieber did a great job of giving us a summary of the history of the property. So the history, the city's granted 2 permits for this structure. Generally, the one thing is that what I'm going to address is generally anytime a person with a corner lot does come in front of us, the one thing that we do say is you have 2 front yards, okay? The reason why they tell you to have the setback requirements is for visibility. This is way away from the visibility standpoint, so that wouldn't be an issue. Like you stated, it hasn't been an issue since the 80s. So that clearly isn't a factor. I think that it being existing for as long as it has shown that it hasn't caused any undue harm. Are there any comments from the board?
Madam Chair, this is another one of those unique situations with the corner lot and older zoning codes. You know, you drive by, it's been there, it's way away from the corner on both sides for line of sight and safety. And as long as it's going where it's previously at, I don't see why there should be a problem with it. It's just one of those unique situations.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Toth? Administration? Okay, is there anybody in the audience that wants to speak on behalf of this matter? Mr. Furston? Okay.
Madam Chair, I move we accept or approve this variance.
Okay.
Second?
Will the clerk please take roll?
Kane,
Yes.
Toth,
Yes.
Masterson.
Yes.
Motion carries unanimously.
Thank you.
Pick up your permit after Monday.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Have a good day. Will the clerk please read the last application?
PPZ 2025-0363, North Ridgeville High School, 34610 Bainbridge Road, PPN 07-000-016-104-233. Applicant Claire Bank, Then Design Architecture, 4230 River Street, Willoughby, Ohio, 44094. Owner, North Ridgeville City Schools, Board of Education, 34260 Bainbridge Road, North Ridgeville, Ohio, 44039. Proposal consists of site lighting for high school. Property is zoned R1 Residence District. Requests. First, a 16.5-foot variance for luminaire height. Applicant shows fixture heights of 32.5 feet for numerous luminaires. Code allows 16 feet in residential districts, Section 1285D. Luminaires S2A3, S1B1, S2A1, EX3, EX5, S1, S2, S3, S3A, S3B, S5A, S5B. Second, a variance for excessive illumination levels in an open parking lot. Applicant shows parking area A, 2.94-foot candle, parking area B, 2.26-foot candle, parking area E, 2.53-foot candle, parking area F, 2.58-foot candle, parking area G, 2.89-foot candle. Code allows 2.0-foot candle average. Table 1285.08-1. And third, a variance for excessive illumination levels at building entrances. Applicant shows entrance A, 7.09-foot candle. Code allows 5.0-foot candle average. Table 1285.08-1.
Okay. Who is here and wants to speak on behalf of this matter? We're going to have you each come up and, just you then? Okay.
I think so.
Can you state your name and address for the record, please?
Yeah, Claire Bank, address 4230 River Street in Willoughby, Ohio.
Okay. Do you swear or affirm that the statements you're about to make before the Zoning and Building Board of Appeals for the City of North Ridgeville are true as you shall answer unto God or under the penalties of the law of perjury?
I do.
Okay. Ms. Lieber?
Thank you, Madam Chair. The North Ridgeville City School District is seeking variances for their lighting plan for the new high school campus. The lighting plan deviates from the zoning code requirements in two ways. First, I believe the count's right, 73 of the proposed pole lights will be mounted at 32 and a half feet. 32 and a half feet, where code allows 16 feet in residential districts. Second, there's two additional illumination variances, both for open parking lot and for building entrances. Those are fairly minor in nature. And in terms of the open parking lot, less than a foot candle over for all those different listed parking lots, and then for the entrance, just about 2-foot candles over. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Would you like to give us a little overview? Okay. I know Tony Morgan's going to tell us, just for the board, we're going to address these as 3 separate variances. Variance number 1, variance number 2, and variance number 3. That's just a clerical issue for us. So go ahead, please tell us about your application, dear.
Okay. And I'll speak to each of those, I guess, as I give a little bit of background on those.
Okay.
So first, just for the height, the proposed fixtures match the existing fixtures that are already on site that were built as part of the 3 through 8 project. So those are 30-foot poles that are on bases of concrete that are 2.5 feet. So it's a 32-foot 5 mounting height for that fixture. And since some of those are actually sort of mixed into those existing fixtures, we wanted to match that and keep it nice and uniform throughout the whole site. As far as the fixture type, they're LEDs. They are full cutoff, so they match the code requirements there. We are proposing shields on the ones that would be adjacent to any sort of residential property. And I think we submitted, it's probably all the way at the end, so I'm sorry, a diagram that just shows little green dots that show all of the lights that actually have the shields. There you go. Yeah, so the green dots are showing all of the lights that have shields to try to address the requirement of keeping the light source itself shielded from neighboring properties. Most of those shields are fully 360 degrees around the fixtures. There are a few of them that are 90 degrees, and there's one that's 270, depending on what is next to the lighting fixtures themselves. In regards to the brightness of the lots, we generally don't like to go below 2, so we're a little bit over that as far as our average, mainly because they are pretty high traffic, particularly when there are events going on and you've got student drivers, so we just want to make sure there aren't dark spots as you're navigating those lots. So it's a little bit over in the lots themselves. And then the entry that has a little bit of a bright spot, when you look at it, it's the main entry, and the ones that are the brightest are right next to the building. So it's really just kind of giving that transition from outdoor to indoor as you're coming in from darker environment into brighter environment. But it's not, it's really close to the building, I guess, where you get those bright spots. So I think that's all I really had to add. Unless there are any questions.
So in reviewing the, yeah, I was going to have our clerk read a letter that we did receive into the record, please.
Yes. And that letter has one other thing I was going to respond to, so that's perfect.
Oh, she's going to read it.
Yeah.
So correspondence received from a residence, Dave and Nicole Becko, 7222 Pitts Boulevard, North Ridgeville. In regard to the answer given on the summary of request, will the essential character of the neighborhood be substantially altered, or will adjoining properties suffer a substantial detriment as a result of the variance? This project does not establish a new use, but is the continuation of a use which has been in existence at this site for a very long time. Neighboring residents have long experienced the extra activity that comes with proximity to a school campus. While most of the new light poles are located at a fair distance from residential property lines, several poles are within 100 feet from properties along Pitts Boulevard. The schools may wish to consider adding shields to the side of the light fixtures closest to residential properties to reduce the likelihood that light sources will be visible from ground level. Our question to you is, while we understand that lighting has long been a part of the school's infrastructure, we are concerned about the placement of the new poles, particularly because they are planned to be significantly closer to our property. As you mentioned, several poles will be within 100 feet of the properties along Pitts, but the ones nearest to us are planned to be just 58 feet 10 inches from our property line. Given this close proximity, we kindly request that you consider installing shields on the new poles to mitigate any potential light spill. We also respectfully ask that you reconsider the need for any height variance along the driveway area along the back property lines. Our main concern is ensuring that our yard, and more importantly, our children's bedrooms, which are located at the back of our home, are not excessively lit during nighttime hours. We trust that you understand the importance of maintaining a peaceful environment for nearby residents, particularly when it comes to young children's sleep and family well-being. We hope you will make this request into thoughtful consideration as you move forward with your plans. We appreciate your efforts to balance the school's needs with those of the surrounding community.
Okay, thank you. Yeah. And then we provided you with a copy of that.
Yeah. The only piece that I wanted to address that I forgot to say when I was going through my little spiel was that we are maintaining 0-foot candles along the property edge all along the pit side, so that there's no light spillover onto neighboring properties. The only area that we do spill over the property boundary is on the side that's Ranger Way, and that spillover is actually caused by existing fixtures. The new fixtures don't spill over that at all.
I have a question for Mr. Fursden. Code doesn't allow any light to go onto residential areas, is that correct? Your mic, sir.
It's supposed to be 0-foot candles at the property line.
Okay, so I just wanted to, so thank you very much, sir. Okay, so in reviewing the Duncan factors, can the property yield a reasonable return, or can there be any beneficial use of the property without the variance? The property can be used for its intended purpose without the lighting variance. However, the city has invested quite a bit of money on this venture. Is the variance substantial? The variances for excessive average illumination are minor and not substantial. The height variance is substantial, inasmuch as the proposed mounting height is more than twice the permitted height. However, this is a use in the use is non-residential in nature and the photometric plan shows that there will be no light trespass across residential property lines, which Mr. Fursden, our chief building official, substantiated. Will the essential character of the neighborhood be substantially altered, or will adjoining properties suffer a substantial detriment as a result of the variance? The project does not establish a new use, but is the continuation of a use which has been existent at the site for a very long time. Neighboring residents have long experienced the extra activity that comes with the proximity to a school campus. While most of the new light poles are located at a fair distance from the residential property line, several poles are within 100 feet from the properties along Putz Boulevard. The schools may wish to consider adding shields to the side of the light fixtures closest to residential properties to reduce the likelihood that light sources will be visible from ground level. Once again, Mr. Fursden addressed that that is part of code. Will the variance adversely affect the delivery of governmental services? No. Well, did the property owner purchase the property with knowledge of the zoning restrictions? These zoning restrictions were placed prior to the application for the project. Can the property owner's predicament be precluded through some method other than a variance? Zoning compliance would require a substantial change to the lighting plan and the addition of many additional light fixtures. Would the spirit and intent behind the zoning requirement be observed and substantial justice done by granting the variance? In reviewing the variance request, the board considers whether unique features of the property exist which support a deviation from strict code compliance. The permitted use has needs that are not typical of residential neighborhoods. As such, some relief may be warranted. So, the city has invested. This is a huge investment, and so far, what you've presented seems very thoughtful and very well explained. Are there any comments, concerns from the board members?
Madam Chair,
Mr. Toth?
or through the chair. Good evening, Ms. Banks. How are you this evening?
Good, doing well, how are you?
I had a question regarding the northernmost lot up there on the drawing. That lot's purpose, could you tell us what that lot's purpose is, please?
Yeah, so right now that lot's actually an existing lot. It's currently being used by staff as far as parking goes. So what we're doing is just restriping it and providing some new lighting so that it can continue to serve the overall site in the future.
Okay. And
It will mostly be student parking in the future.
it'll mostly be used as student parking?
Student, yeah.
Okay. Now, are these fixtures going to be dusk till dawn illumination?
Yes,
So, all of them?
yes.
Okay. Has any consideration been given to, or could some consideration be given to possibly that back lot being timed to turn off sometime during the evening? For instance, if there's no events going on at the school where there could possibly be some bleed over parking from the Performing Arts Center there, some people parking in that lot. If there aren't any events going on at that school, could that parking lot possibly be shut down for the evening? The illumination, just to give those people back in that northernmost area there a little more privacy?
I mean, that would be something I would have to check with the school district as far as if they would be open to that.
Okay.
But it is something that is possible to do.
Okay.
It would just be some different controls for those fixtures.
I would just think that that would, if that lot is not going to be in use, illuminating that area really is for nobody's benefit. And I think it would just be a nice neighborly thing to do to your neighbors over there on Pitts.
Understood.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, is there any comments from the administration? No? Is there anybody in the audience that would like to speak on behalf of this matter? Okay. Did you have any comments, sir? Sir? Sir, we can't hear the question.
These guys have asked one.
Oh. Okay.
I live like right here, like.
Oh, okay.
Right at Ranger Way, you know, the lights that go into, that were up before, are these gonna be 6 or?
Can we have you come to the podium?
Are those ones gonna be? the
Sir,
30?
can I just have you come to the podium so I can swear you in?
I'm sorry,
Oh, that's okay.
I'm sorry, so.
It's
yeah.
okay. No, no, no. Sir,
don't know if you
sir,
discussed-
wait a second.
Joe May, 34903 Bainbridge Road.
Okay, do you swear or affirm that the statements you're about to make before the Zoning and Building Board of Appeals for the City of North Ridgeville are true as you shall answer unto God or under the penalties of the law of perjury?
I do.
Okay,
Sounds
sure.
like I'm getting married. That's all.
Oh, you don't want to marry me, dear.
So
Okay,
anyhow,
what's your question?
So, back when the school was being built prior to, I mean, when the administration building was up,
Uh-huh.
and there's already lights there that I think Ferguson came out and did a luminaire check on my property zone.
Mr.
I can
Furston?
mow my lawn at night. I mean, I don't need, well, after certain hours. But I just was curious if the parking lot on the west side here, or in the green, are those gonna be 32 feet high also? The
They're
two?
going to match the existing poles that are there for the rest of the
Because there's a
school.
couple that I see they just put in the parking lot that are in the parking lot, and then there's some around there, so the existings are gonna stay in, correct?
Mr. Furston, can you address that question?
I'm on the west side, like I said, right? I'm worried more on the
Can you
west side
restate
over
that? I
there.
didn't
Can you
hear.
please restate that, because Mr. Furston didn't hear the question, sir?
Yeah, so the existing luminaires that are there, are those coming down or they're staying up?
They're staying up to
All
the best of my
everything.
knowledge.
And then there's gonna be,
New ones added.
yeah, the two in the parking lot, they already put the bases in?
They just put
Are
new
those gonna
bases
be
in.
the 32
Yes.
high? So,
They're going to match all the light poles that are up there on the existing site. That's their proposal.
now, these ones that are up right now, that are in the parking lot or around the parking lot, what height are those
I
yet?
believe they're 32 like these new
Okay,
ones. I
so
think
they're
it's the
not gonna
same
be-
fixture.
I thought they were only 16 too.
I don't
No?
believe so.
Okay, so they're 32. I figured that because just by looking at it, I'm like, that's all I want to know because it is what it is. You came out with your checker, and it was like in November, but yeah, I had an issue. I don't know if you recall. Like,
Vaguely, yes.
I sleep in the front bedroom, and I had lights coming in, and then it was affecting me to go back to sleep. But it's cool if that's where they're going to be. I thought they were going up higher, and I was just like, okay, that could be a problem, but it's really adapted to it now. So,
I'm sure if there's a problem that the residents have, if they come to the city, we can speak to the school, and they've always tried to work with us in the past.
yeah, so no, I haven't, I mean, I thought those were like 16 too, but you said it's like, what was the luminaire, 6 or 6? How many looms? 11 are allowed across, was it up to?
Zero,
It was 0?
yes.
Because you said I
It's
had
a
like
new, it's a
4
new
to
lighting
6.
ordinance. When we did your property, the lighting ordinance was entirely different.
Yeah, it was like, I forget what you measured it at, because I had you come out. Because I would get up in the middle of the night, and I had the clear, or the white mini blinds, and light admittance would come in there. And I like a dark room to sleep, because if I do have to get up and use the restroom and I come back, I was having a hard time falling back asleep. You know, and it was affecting my overall, like, the next day, I was like,
Oh, I just wanted to make
crabby
sure
and-
that your questions were asked.
Yeah, I appreciate it, Linda, thank you.
Oh, you're welcome, sir.
So, yeah, I guess, yeah, I have no problems if they're gonna be the same height. And I thought they were 16 too, when I read the letter that came out. And I looked over, I'm like, man, that ain't 16 foot for residential areas.
Okay.
And, all right, so my questions are answered. Sorry, I
Okay.
came
Oh,
here
no, no,
just
no. No,
out
no,
of
no,
the
no.
blue. I was sleeping. I feel like I'm sleepwalking now because it was hot out there.
It was a hot one today.
All
Well,
right.
we always appreciate having the residents come talk to us,
Yep.
okay? You
Yep.
have a
Well,
good and
good
safe.
luck. All right, thank you.
Thank you, sir. Okay. Does anybody else have any comments, questions, concerns? Okay. We're gonna take these as 3 individual requests. So the chair will entertain a motion on the first variance.
Madam Chair, I move that we approve the variance on the first one.
Okay.
Second?
Will the clerk please take roll?
Kane,
Yes.
Toth,
Yes.
Masterson.
Yes.
Motion carries unanimously.
On the second variance, the chair is looking for a motion.
Madam Chair, I move we approve the variance.
Second?
Kane,
Yes.
Toth,
Yes.
Masterson.
Yes.
Motion carries unanimously.
On the third variance, the chair is looking for a motion.
Madam Chair, I move we approve this variance as well.
Second?
Kane,
Yes.
Toth,
Yes.
Masterson.
Yes.
Motion carries unanimously.
Okay, thank you very much. Is there any other matters before the board? Hearing none, I adjourn. Have a good night.
Nice job there. Thank you. That's why we pay you the big bucks. Meeting adjourned. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. Frank, Linda, thank you. Tina, James. Mr. Mayor. Thanks so much. Great job, guys.
Have a safe drive back to
We'll see you next month.
Willoughby or wherever you're right. Yeah.
Yeah, as Guy said, I think the rules were different when they put those lights in.
Yeah, so that's why I can't see.
Yeah.
That's not gonna matter. They're already 32.
Yeah,
They're deeper in.
they're deeper, further away
Right.
from you, so they should be fine.
I called it some time.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was 7:30.
Yeah, you walked in just like that.
Yeah, timed it perfect. Yep, but this is the building and Thursday special ones?
Yeah,
Yeah.
BZA is Thursday, planning commission is Tuesday.
So what's going on? Or who bought the property, Pitts's property right there at Jaycox? That,
The same guy that owns the property where, Scooter's Coffee is.
Okay.
At the UH
Yeah,
urgent care
right,
is being
right,
built,
yeah,
that
yeah.
guy owns the property.
oh, he does?
Yep.
So what's gonna go on there?